I've got to ask you. You're probably bored of answering questions about this, but when I say, "Oh, I'm interviewing Anne," they say the Rob Lowe thing, right? I just if you're bored of it, I don't want to,
No, actually, people don't really ask me about it.
Maybe in the UK because it's one of the things that made it over to here.
Well, it was great publicity.
Yeah.
It was the day I was in Trump. If you've seen it, you see that I go straight to the podium, put "In Trump We Trust" on the front of the podium.
You should say who Rob Lowe, because people won't even know who Rob Lowe is here, I think.
Well, it was the Ann Coulter roast featuring Rob Lowe, as I began my speech saying.
It was supposed to be, though, the roast for Rob Lowe.
Right.
He's an American actor who's very handsome with blue eyes.
Yes, which distinguishes him from every other actor. So they invited me. My book had literally come out like 2 days before, and when I'm promoting a book, not that it matters, I don't really need to impress publishers anymore, but I'll do anything to promote a book, anything. And I knew...
It's funny you say that because we've got Bonnie Blue coming on later. Do you know who she is?
No, I think I've heard the name.
She was the one who had slept with 1,000 people in a day.
Oh!
Anything. And next we've got Bonnie Blue after Ann Coulter.
Okay, I got to get that out of my head.
Yes.
I feel like I have syphilis crawling all over the room now.
Luckily she hasn't been in here yet.
Okay. But no, it was great publicity, and the only thing I'll say is, it was without warning, and I had friends in the audience watching it live, professional comedians, and they will confirm that most of the jokes, it was basically just, I don't know if I can say this, you can bleep me, Ann Coulter's a Ann Coulter's a Ann Coulter's a Ann Coulter's a.
You can say it once, but not five.
Oh, then don't watch the roast.
Yeah.
And all of them had their jokes written for them by the Comedy Central writers, who are total hacks. They sent me my jokes, and I said, I'm not doing these. These aren't, they're really, really hacky. So mine were the only funny jokes, but they can alter how that appears in the edit room. So they would take people laughing at my jokes and put the laughing faces after other people's jokes. And then after my jokes, they'd show, faces just like in stunned silence. That isn't what happened.
Really? That's sneaky.
So try to watch it. I would recommend try to watch it. It probably would be easy to do. Just take out the laughter and then see who was funny and who wasn't.
Jokes. It's really, watching it, it's actually horrible. And luckily you've got thick skin, but they really went for you in a way that was beyond, I think, just like a roast or what. That's
Well, it didn't help. I don't think it made them look good.
They made like physical jokes about your looks, and you look fine. It's ridiculous. What a stupid thing to do. But imagine if you'd done that about other people, they'd be up in arms.
Well, they, like I say, their writers weren't very funny. They're joke writers, and I didn't really care. It started to get a teensy bit boring.
Yeah, how do you react? It's like that happy when they're singing you happy birthday. You got to still smile.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So
no, at some point I'm with Trump on that. Look, if they tell a funny joke about me, I think there might have been one. I'll laugh. But if it's not funny, it makes me look retarded to be laughing at something that isn't funny. So no,
But then you look like you can't take a joke though otherwise.
No, I can take a joke. It's got to be funny.
Yeah, okay.
I have a very strict rule on it's got to be funny. And the really fun thing was, not that this has anything to do with anything, but the only reason I have a fond memory of that is I had to get back to get a flight that night because I was doing a book signing in New York City the next morning. And in order to do that, I came with a friend of mine, the whole Hollywood treatment where they just drive us straight onto the tarmac and skipped airport security and up into the plane. And that was fun.
That's great. I'd love that. Oh, one day. I hope they roast me then.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing though, watching it. You're right. It's not funny. It's just cruel. And I can see how if I were a teenager watching that and I was like a big liberal, wokey kind of, you sort of clap, agree, laughter. Yeah, have a go at the person who has different views to mine. It's so cheap and pathetic. And it's sad, I watch some American comedy stuff. Like, what the hell has happened? It is just political now and woke and not funny.
Well,
SNL.
I'm a big fan of comedy. And it's funny, at the comedy clubs, they're still doing comedy. And one of them that probably I think is the best comedy club in the country and thus the world is Comedy Cellar in New York City. And it's actually in the basement. And then around the corner is Village Vanguard, and it's in the basement. And the comedians, as each set begins, they'll go through the jokes and say, any Muslims in here? Yay. You're not going to like the next part. And then any blacks in here? You're not going to like the next part. Whites, Chinese, whatever. And they're very, very, ethnic humor is funny.
Yeah. That's one of the, evolutionarily, isn't it?
Yes.
Of course it is.
But you're in this basement, and I always feel like we're in the old Soviet Union, and we have to go and hide so we can tell funny jokes.
Oh, man. I talk about this because I'm a big soccer fan of football, we call it, and this player from Uruguay, he made a joke like in the off season that his teammate, who was Korean, he said he was like talking about him. He said, it might have been one of his cousins because he all looked the same. It was a bit of a shit joke or whatever. He got banned for like a third of the season for that. And like the thing was, what was funny about that was we were putting our own moral imperialism on them, because I know in Uruguay, I used to live in Argentina, it's the same culture. Like they do joke about ethnicity.
Yes.
They find that funny.
Yes.
So who are we to tell them that's no longer funny? And I know in Korea, where this guy, the victim of this who didn't care, they don't give a shit in Korea. They make those kinds of jokes all the time. So this, what seems so right, like never joke about ethnicity. I mean, it's only wrong when it's like there's only one ethnicity or two that you can't joke about. Well, that's when it's a problem. Should be able to joke about all of them. Right.
And no, but you're making a really good point, that it's us imposing our university-inspired, woke, politically correct views on the rest of the world that really doesn't give a shit about it.
Yeah, they're just enjoying their lives. And there will be problems of racism, and sometimes people are not nice to one another. In Argentina, everyone's calling everyone like, hey, Chino, and they're not even Chinese. It's just a guy, when he smiles, his eyes close a bit.
New York used to be like this.
Just a bit of fun. But it doesn't mean that the racism stuff's okay. And look, if we go back, you only have to go back, 60 years in America, and blacks were made to sit at the back of the bus and stuff like that. So I suppose that's the other side of it.
I could just say for the last 50 years, it's been open, egregious discrimination against white people. So I think we're even now.